Kenny, my man, how you doing?
Randy, what up, man? How's
How
it
you
going,
feeling,
bro?
man? How you feeling?
Man, let me just tell you, this is how we do it. It's Friday night.
You a throwback on me.
Feel all right. The
Wow.
party's here on 2 out of 3 falls.
That's okay. I thought you would go a little Montel Jordan on me, a little throwback for Friday night.
I
How
gotta
you
give you a
doing?
little remix, man. Hey, Randy, man, is it true tonight? Because on for the Garden, did someone knock down a half-court shot to win a new 2005 Kia in the Garden against the
Yeah.
Wolves of Knicks tonight?
You mean 2025?
Oh, excuse me, 2025.
Yeah. All net, all cash too.
Was it one shot or did he have multiple chances?
One shot. Like Eminem said, you get one shot.
Dang.
Do
Like,
not miss your chance to blow.
did that whole Garden go crazy? I know they went
Yeah.
crazy.
The garden was pretty electric, yeah. All net wasn't no backboard doing all the rattle was like like cash,
Dang,
you
man.
know?
I bet that place erupted because New Yorkers, they love cheering for a half court shot for people winning the bag and getting the money.
Exactly. That's a fact.
Did he have
Got my man Kenny here. We're following SmackDown, so we are doing this live. So if you are checking us out on YouTube, Twitter, X, all that good stuff, show some love and support for your boys on the program. Hit us up in the chat. Any feedback, questions, you follow my man Kenny at Cowabunga_K_E_N. Follow myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter JCRUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music, YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Again, go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Again, if you're watching us live on Twitter, X, YouTube, any questions, feedback, comments regarding even Raw on Monday or SmackDown tonight, let us know in the chat and we'll get right to it. So, Kenny, I'm
what up, man?
I'm getting home from work. I'm following SmackDown on social media. Um, I'm seeing a Charlotte promo. I'm seeing the title match with Bayley and Tiffany Stratton. You know, Tiffany won the match. Fatu with a promo. I think Solo wanted to do a promo, but then like he just dropped the mic and left. Some shit like that. Then there's help me with what else we got.
We had
Nayo and Cody. There's gonna be a contract signing. Rey Mysterio is gonna be in the Royal Rumble. So there's a lot to get into SmackDown tonight.
yeah, and we still with that, they showed, Jade. I'm not Jade.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
showed they showed a lot regarding Bianca and Naomi, excuse me, about the whereabouts of Jade. They pay homage to, her her sorority, wearing the pink and green. But Bianca is asking the questions to Naomi. What's happened? Anything? Does anyone have any answers? Naomi comes back, says nothing. Bianca's like, nothing after all this time? Nothing? Nope,
Mm-hmm.
we have nothing. So it's really, they went out against Naya and Kyra. So they just went out. They won the match. You know, Naomi said to Bianca, just don't hit me with your hair again. Uh, they worked in the ring. They showed them, constantly getting closer,
Mm-hmm.
constantly, building a bond, as we saw with Bianca and Jade. But wrestling now is different. So if you're watching it and you're also on social media, recently Jade posted on Twitter with these 2 words. These words. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
So are you sure? So that's in reference to Naomi's probably question saying there's no information about who attacked Jade.
Hmm.
So we could have some.
So somebody's lying.
Somebody is lying because Jade wouldn't post something that says you sure about that,
Mhm.
are you sure? So we think, and we fans let us know still. We've been saying this
That's
since
right.
like beginning since it happened. Who is it that attacked Jade? We possibly think it's 2 people, as it's possibly is since the motives have been cut down. But I think that Randy, I think that we're going to see possibly Jay's going to pop out sometime within the next few weeks. This probably might be something leading up to Saturday night or even the Royal Rumble, because I think that this is going to lead to either Jade costing them the tag team titles, or they lose the tag team titles, and that's when the friction starts. Or Jade may come out when they still hold the belts, and Jade wants her spot back.
Mm-hmm.
Someone, Naomi's not willing to give it up.
Yeah.
Or Bianca might say, well, I understand that you are out, but me and Naomi, we're killing it right now.
Well, first of all, it's good to hear from Jade on social
Yes.
media. Shows that she's watching the product.
Yeah.
And again, I did not see live, but I saw a little clip with Bianca saying that how Jade feeling, any new updates, and Naomi said like nah, like ain't nothing new. So that just puts her in the driver's seat. No pun intended. That they're probably gonna pin this on Naomi. I think me and you and Terrence said that a while back that it had to be Naomi or Bianca to be the culprits. But it's just about how you tell that story. So if they go with this on main event next week, you can't just have Naomi out there or backstage and Jay comes out and attacks her. You got to show the footage. You got to show like the cameras of that night from security to show who did it. It's like a la Shawn and Triple H years ago. So did Jay get a hold of the footage now that she really know who did it? I still think it's Naomi. Her and Bianca. They want to put that on hold for a little bit longer. Now, if it is Bianca, if it is, sign me up, because that is a dream match that many people want to see. But it could be Naomi. The way she answered was like, oh yeah, I know, update, being like, I ain't check up on her. I really don't care about her. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of vibe you would get. Now they're gonna have to defend those tag titles at some point in time. If they now say, hey, you guys got a tag title match at main event, you know it's coming.
The storm's coming.
The last time they defended it was when?
The last time they defended it was, I think it was like recently on SmackDown, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It's either Naomi or Bianca or someone else.
Yeah, who's that someone else? Just
Ooh,
fantasy
Ella.
book that would say, you know what, damn, it ain't Bianca, it's not Naomi, but you know what? Like we keep saying Charlotte, but I don't think it now. I don't think it's Charlotte, because I don't know. I think it's why. Why would Charlotte want to come back and attack Jade Cargill of all people?
Do you think that standoff may hold off? Do you think Charlotte may want to attack Jade because
Of a standoff?
maybe, but also too, it's like maybe a little bit of chess. The queen always wants to make her presence known on a chessboard, and the queen is universal and it makes every move. Do you think that Charlotte would take out that one move just to hold her title?
Storyline wise, no. I don't know. I don't know. I think the core is Bianca. The core is Naomi. It just, how do you get there? What's the motive? Why would, okay, Naomi, why would you do that? Because you ain't tag team champion with Bianca and then you felt left out. These are your best friends and you felt left out. Well, why would Bianca do it? Because you wanted Naomi to be a tag team partner instead, or Jay wasn't, you was doing all the work in the ring and Jay would just go along for the ride. Like, you got to tell me that story. I don't know.
Or do you think that if what would you have Jade and Bianca go further into a possible WrestleMania match, or would you have Naomi and Jade possibly go further into WrestleMania? Which one would you rather see at a WrestleMania match if it goes deep?
I think regardless, I think if you get Bianca and Jade, that if you get Bianca and Jade, Jade would be the heel in that Not saying now. I'm saying in general. Before this happened, if you tell me, yo, we're gonna get Jade and Bianca at Mania, oh yeah, Jay's the heel because you just don't see Bianca as the heel. But now, could we get a heel Bianca at some point in time? I would love that. But I don't think I don't think you're gonna get that now. Now that means if it is Naomi, she's now a heel. Have we ever seen a heel Naomi before?
We have, I feel like, way back.
Okay, but not in a very long time.
Correct.
Then it's like, why all of a sudden you want to turn heel now? Like I'm
Well,
trying to picture her as a heel. I'm like, all right, so how do we get there?
jealousy, constant losses against Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship,
Hmm.
losses against Tiffany. She even lost against her best friend Bayley.
Yeah.
So that can really be a motive. I mean, she came back at the Royal Rumble. She's been trying to dig her feet in, find her groundwork after being out, and she's getting booted out by a rookie like Jade, but who's a powerhouse presence. And then,
Hmm.
you know, imagine if you were like a A1 player, and next thing you know, you're going to they're putting you on the bench to be a six man. They're like,
Hmm.
hey, this is your caliber of work, but now we're gonna put you to the side to be a six person. You're gonna have to come off the bench now. So Naomi doesn't want to come off the bench for her caliber. So I could see her frustration. She has a caliber of work. She has what she has. I don't
Yeah.
want to come off the bench. I want to be a lister, a headliner. So I think the evidence is all there, Randy. Just
But do you get Naomi there by doing this? Because you could do all this and Jade still wins at the end. Then it's like, all right, why do this in the first place?
I would say it would just be done out of possible spite, out of new probably envy as well, because and also too probably I could see Naomi maybe turning it, switching it around. I mean, a lot of maybe doing it out of some delusion as well. She might do it based off of delusion, maybe some gaslighting. I could see that happening.
Mm.
That can really spark something, especially now it connects to everybody. Everyone may have some relatable causes or people they know.
So do you
Great.
think Jade is saying you sure toast Naomi or Bianca?
I think the message is heading towards Naomi
Mm.
because I feel like the if we look, Randy, on a lot of the previous shows, who's the one that's really having a real concerned interest into it is Bianca. Bianca's
Yeah.
asking a lot of
Like she's
questions.
worried. She's concerned.
She's worried, she's concerned.
Right.
But we can know how that could possibly flip as well. But she's
Yeah.
taking initiative and asking, but every time, she gets more in depth into it, it always seems to be a change in conversation real quick. Deflecting, avoiding it.
Yeah. Like, oh no, she good. She good. All right. What we doing? She
Yeah,
all
we
right.
got, we
I
got to do these
called her.
we got to do these titles. Hey, I know you
No.
don't have the titles. Jay's not here, but you need someone that holds you down with the titles. You know, I'm not saying to give it to me, but let me see if I can earn it.
Hmm.
Let me earn it, not give it to me, but earn it, so that way I can
Yeah.
earn your respect.
Mm.
So I would say, man, I think it's Naomi, but the wrestling
I'm with
multiverse.
it.
If we was to get the change though, but the only way the wrestling multiverse that we think that if we can have, as we said last show, we would probably want Bianca to be the heel, so that way we can possibly get that matchup between Rhea and Bianca at a WrestleMania.
Yeah. Because if you looking at the landscape now, you could get and we'll go there, returning Charlotte Flair
Oh,
against Tiffany. I
oh,
think that might be the route. Um,
I was gonna ask you that.
and just listen, 14 time champion.
Woo!
Has it been in the ring for about a year, almost a year, or just over a year,
Yep.
with that crazy injury.
Yeah.
And it's like, like what else is there for her to do? Like she's beat everybody. Um, she got the Rhea match off. We've seen her and Liv. Her and Tiffy could be a great match, a great rivalry. Um, am I bugging? She's fought Bianca before, right?
I believe she has,
I
but
mean,
I
she's
think
fought Becky. She's fought Bayley.
she's fought them all. Just about. Just the one that hasn't she fought was um Tiffany. You know, she's a part of the original four horsewomen.
Yeah,
You know, the four horsewomen. So where do you so with Charlotte, where would you rank her, Randy? Where would you rank Charlotte as regarding women's wrestlers? Where would you rank her? What would you rank her in like a possible either a top five or a top
you mean
10?
all time?
Yeah, would you rank her as your all time?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
You mean like the goat? Like she's better? Like I mean, okay. Before we
yes.
answer that,
Okay.
we have this. This is like, hey, this is like the Jordan LeBron shit. Like, what's the criteria? What is the who's in contention? Are we saying all like Mount Rushmore all time, like eras?
Well, at the table, like, where do you put it? Because, we have a lot of contenders. We have, regardless, but Charlotte has beaten everyone. So what would you classify Charlotte as if it was to put her as a, I don't know, a WNBA player or NBA player? Well, who would you classify her as?
Damn, Kenny's a lot of questions going. I got to figure out where she at all time, who she in NBA wise. It's a lot. Charlotte, Charlotte, because if you're saying she's the goat in her division all time,
Right.
you know, you could look at her as like the Jordan of women's wrestling.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Well,
everybody looks at Jordan as the GOAT. Or
okay.
the young kids now could say, oh, LeBron, it depends who you are. So you can say, oh, she's LeBron of women's wrestling because you look at the longevity, you look at the titles, you look at the impact. I think that's the number one thing you have to look at, impact. Because you could be like a Robert Ory. I'm a 7-time champion, but you have no impact on any of those titles. But you could be a 14-time champion and be like, yo, you were the best in the ring 10 times out of those 14.
Better.
Aside from like, Sasha Banks and, stuff like that. But nah, I think to answer your first question, I think she's the GOAT. In ring, personality, character, on the mic work, um, elevating others to be great. Um, she could hold her own, Rumble winner, Money in the Bank. She's all that. Like, who else would you put in in that convo? That's, you know what, she can challenge Charlotte, Trish, Lita, Mickey James, Sasha, Becky. Like, all right, who are we talking about? Beth Phoenix. Like, who are we talking about?
Mm.
That you can say, you know what, I can go in the ring, put on an incredible match, Mania or not, and no matter what, even with a loss, she could still walk out of there like, damn, she fucking killed it too.
Mm.
I know she lost, but yo, she was the best one in the ring.
The queen, the queen. Okay.
So who is in contention?
I would say, oof, the only one I could put from
I'm talking about
now,
all time. You said all time now.
all time, yeah. I will
Okay.
put all time. I will put Charlotte in that top five. There's no
Okay.
other. Charlotte will be in that top five. No top 10 is either five, dead or alive.
Okay. So let me ask you. Now she's in the five.
Okay.
Where in the five is Charlotte Flair for you?
Oof.
We're gonna break it down.
Okay. I would put Charlotte Flair in. I will put Charlotte Flair like in the top two. I will put her in number two.
Okay. Are we going by your favorite, or you think in general question survey?
I would put it by general favorite. I would general survey. I just wouldn't almost put it like my own biased opinion. Because Charlotte is up there, like accolades, character as well. But
Mhm.
I feel like for some, it's still when it comes to like originality and self-proclaim. I mean, Charlotte Flair is that icon as well, but it comes from the title of her father, who her father was, which is Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And you can't hold to see some resemblance of Ric Flair. And I feel like for a lot for this generation, the closest thing that a lot of them probably seen of Ric Flair is seeing through his daughter, who probably seen, which is Charlotte Flair. I saw a bit of Ric Flair, but this is like early 90s, mid 90s before I didn't see him in the upcoming times, WCW times, old WWE, and when he came back. So I haven't seen those 16-time reigns. I can't really say, but I know when I saw when Charlotte Flair came on, and I saw every time I see her, she's holding another title. I'm like, I'm seeing more of Charlotte Flair's reign versus Ric Flair's reign as champion. I mean, it's not 16 times, but 14 times as a women's champion is pretty damn impressive. So seeing it, and she's killing it. I mean, everything. I mean, one thing about it, athletic, she's skilled, personified in the ring, demands a presence, beauty, glory. And I would say as great as she is, it's still looking like, her father in the mirror, even though, she's doing a great thing. But I will put her in my top two based off of that. And my number one, I will put Trish Stratus as number one. Because despite, it all, I would say this, look, man, Trish worked from the beginning of what she was supposedly given, come in with as a bimbo persona, of TNA, a manager, as looking at as a hot figure, body or so. But she developed, and I mean, she developed her character, she developed who she was, she worked everything with that, and she created her, her character, her persona, and cutting promos, cutting everything. That's something that she worked for from the ground up, and being looked at as a sex symbol gradually. But I would give that to Trish for as a number one because she really worked with a lot, especially how she first came into this business, and now she really made herself like. When you hear about Trish Stratus, you gotta be like, oh man, everyone remembers Trish how she first started out, but they damn sure remember how she ended, especially the work that she did. So I would put Trish Stratus and Charlotte Flair in my top two. Trish being number one, but Charlotte as the number two because I remember her a lot more than Ric Flair, respectfully.
Listen, man, whatever we had else going on for this review, we're going to put that on pause because we're going to get to the Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus stuff right now.
Oh man,
this is fun because listen, we're not going to review everything that happened on these shows. That's not what we're going to do. So this convo can steer different ways, and this is where we're going.
Let it go.
Charlotte Flair, 6-time Raw Women's Champion,
6-time,
including the inaugural champion.
Correct.
7-time SmackDown Women's Champion.
Okay.
1-time Divas Champion.
All
so
right.
I think that's the 16 right there. No, is that 16? Am I bugging?
Is?
No, 14. That's the 14.
That's 14.
Yeah, I went to summer school for math twice. Relax. 14. That's 14 time. All right, now NXT Women's Champion twice. Tag Champion 1 time with Asuka. The 5th Women's Triple Crown Champion. 4th Women's Grand Slam Champion. She won the Rumble in 2020. So that's a lot right there. That's a lot. And you know what? She's still going. She ain't stopping no time soon.
Okay.
And to be fair, Trish Stratus, where are you?
She is I got you right now.
No, let me do it. I got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got you.
All right, my friend.
All right. 1-time hardcore champion. I totally forgot she was hardcore champion.
Yeah, that was the match. I remember seeing it. That was a Raw match with Bubba Ray and Jazz. That was crazy.
7-time women's champion.
Yes, sir.
Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir.
Sh- Is that it? I mean, I'm not gonna say diva of the decade, and she was ranked number one on the top 50 greatest female wrestlers of all time in 2021. So that's all she got compared to Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
Now again, you might be more of a fan of Trish than Charlotte, which I can't argue with that. It just matter of preference. But if I ask you right now, and I'm gonna bookmark this shit right now at the 26-minute mark, you put prime Trish Stratus, prime Charlotte Flair in the middle of that ring. Who you got?
Prime Trish Stratus or Prime Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, so prime Trish was
I, that would be
06, 07, 08, maybe
I would go maybe
earlier.
maybe 02 to like 08 because she was still okay. What was the last match? The match between her and Lita that happened on Raw. That main
That
event.
was 04.
Okay, I'll take that Trish Stratus. When she faked the
Really?
broken nose. That was Trish when she was on her heel run. Trish as a heel was really good.
I'm thinking Trish when she fought Mickey James at WrestleMania. She was still going. That was dope. Trish Stratus at WrestleMania 22. That was 06. That's why I said all right, 04 to like 06, 07 Trish.
Okay.
And now we get to Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
Charlotte Flair she might still be in her prime.
Facts. But take in 2017 Charlotte.
16, 17, 18, that range. Who you got?
Sorry, world. I think I might go with Trish.
Oh my God.
I might have to go with Trish.
She ain't doing no moonsault off the top rope backwards onto the floor, bro. She ain't doing all that.
Let me tell you right, man, the versatility of Trish as well, like the unexpected versatility,
Oh yeah.
Hurricanrana off the ropes. I mean, she was also doing cross bodies. She went in a hardcore match against Victoria in Madison Square Garden at Survivor Series.
Which one was that?
That was Survivor Series 2003 with the Elimination Chamber.
Okay, all right.
That was a real intense hardcore match between Victoria and Trish. Trish took a lot. She took kendo sticks. She took chair shots. A mirror to the head.
Yeah.
That's always tough. And she still came back every time. She dealt with Jazz, Victoria. She dealt with Beth.
You love Victoria. You love some Victoria.
Shout out to Victoria. She was out. She was there tonight, and she was there tonight on SmackDown. They paid her respects for a legend. So
yeah, nice.
That was really good. I like for that. Can't sleep on things like that. But I would say Trish really, not trying to take from Charlotte, but during those matches and those takeaways, and especially what you said against Mickey James, Trish really dealt with a lot. I remember there was a time she wrestled, like she had moments where she wrestled against Jazz with a broken hand. She had a broken nose. She had a broken nose as well. And then eventually I think she wore a knee brace also for her knee as well. So, and she was still pulling off these great matches, pulling off these great stunts, these great moves, wrestling in main events, ladder matches, tables matches. So that was really phenomenal as well. Charlotte, ball means you said it right. Corkscrew moonsault, a moonsault off of that. Trish wasn't doing that. I'll give you that, but
she ain't doing that, kid.
I feel like coming up into the Ruthless Aggression era, Trish really had a lot to prove, and she really did a lot to walk us into this new age of the women's division. So,
oh yeah, for sure. I think they both. That's why I said it's a matter of eras. Asuka is top 5 or top 10. It's funny. We both said at the same time, bro. Is Asuka in my top 5? I'm going to say no. Is she in my top 10? That'll be tough because
I
if
can
I
name,
was to do that, if I did that right now, top 10. Hold
if
up.
I was to honestly, if you, all right, would
Like
you
off rip, Kenny, tell me who would you have in your top 10?
right now? All right.
No, in
Oh,
general, all time. Just give me. Obviously Trish, right?
Trish Stratus,
Lita,
Lita, Charlotte Flair,
Charlotte Flair.
Bianca, Victoria,
Gotta be Victoria.
Rhea Ripley,
Rhea,
Mickey James,
Mickey.
Sasha Banks,
Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're at 8 already.
Bayley,
Bayley. All right. For the final spot, contentions. Oscar. Hold up. Oscar. Beth Phoenix.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
She would take the top 10.
Trish, Lita, Charlotte, Bianca, Victoria, Rhea, Mickey, Sasha, Bayley, and Becky. That's your top 10.
Yes, sir. Who would your top 10 be, sir, if you was to name yours off the rip?
Charlotte Flair.
Boom, that's 1.
Sasha Banks.
2, I knew you was going to do that.
Mickey James.
3,
Bianca.
4,
China.
5, R.I.P. China.
Ronda Rousey. You know, I love Ronda. I love
6,
Rhea,
7,
Bayley.
8,
Lita.
9.
Fuck.
You still have, Becky, you have Asuka, you have Sable, you have Jacqueline, you have Jazz, you have Tori, you have Ivory. You got Mae Young,
That's
Fabulous Moolah.
That's right. I got Alundra Blaze. Nah,
Gail Kim.
that's right. I got Stephanie.
You got Stephanie.
Oh, you know,
You got Kat.
Nikki Bella too.
The Bella Twins. That's right.
AJ Lee. Oh,
AJ Lee.
Wow. Listen, I'll put AJ up there.
Oh, you see.
There you go, AJ Lee. There you go. That's 10. On the outside looking in, I got Becky on the outside looking in.
Oof, yeah. I forgot AJ.
I got Becky outside. I got Oscar outside. We just mentioned, like, oh man, who we just mentioned?
Jazz, Sable.
No. Oh, Stephanie. I love Stephanie.
Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley.
Nikki Bella. Stephanie and Nikki Bella outside.
Yeah, so man.
I'm sorry, Oscar. We love you, but it's tough.
But man, oh God, Io Sky. We forgot Io Sky.
You gonna put Io Sky in your top 10?
I
mean, your list, not mine.
I will put her in the Rising 20, but not my top 10. Because Io's really good. She's damn good. But I like how this sees, because Randy, this really is a tremendous list. Like, we still had names that we forgot to come off. So what would you say about this shows the amount of impact it is? I mean, we already have Charlotte in our top 10, regardless, the top 5.
Yeah.
So I know I'm like Trish. I have Trish over Charlotte. But what impact does Charlotte Flair has for you in the women's division? Minus having the name Flair attached to it.
I think she's the best, most talented in the ring. Athletic, height, promo work. Yeah, I get she's a Flair, but like I said earlier, I think whoever is in the ring with her, win or lose, always comes out looking better than what they were. Now, what I'm saying is, like, if she fought Becky, Becky is really good going into the match, but when she comes out, it's like you're a different person. Because now, if you go back, Becky did the heel turn against Charlotte.
Correct.
Like, do you get that reaction if she turned on anybody else except Charlotte Flair?
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. The rub off of like, yo, you don't get that reaction if you not fighting me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So always in a prime WrestleMania match. And she's only main evented what, WrestleMania 35 with the Ronda and Becky.
Yeah, and
Right?
then night one against Rhea.
No, that wasn't the main event, bro.
Oh, that's right. It was Kevin Owens and Sammy.
Okay, yeah. Unless you tell it, no, the one in the pandemic.
Oh,
She fought Rhea, but that wasn't the main event, right?
I don't think it was. Yeah, that one it was hard for me to catch that time. It was crazy.
Yeah. That's probably the one Mania I just stay away from. Like, yo, maybe I'm gonna go sit down. It's Mania season. I'm gonna sit down and watch a couple old Manias. I go nowhere near WrestleMania 36, but it's not their fault.
It was crazy at the time. So yeah,
Bro, nobody was there.
it's very unique how you do a WrestleMania, let alone all the shows with
Yeah,
this.
with the fake noise and like 20 people, the NXT in the crowd, banging the door, banging the window. Like that was crazy, bro.
It's not the Mania energy, but I appreciate them for trying to give the spark. But yeah, that was the only time I remember with
Yeah.
okay, yeah, main event. But I know you said she comes back. You see her gaining for Tiffany. I think that will be good. Charlotte's always a person to aim higher, not going for the mid card titles. So as she should. I know
Yeah.
before, what was it? Her and Asuka, weren't they trying to run for the tag team championship, the women's tag champions?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could see that maybe down the line, maybe Tiffany and Charlotte might have something later on.
Mhm.
I could see that working,
Yeah. Um,
but I could see it flying solo.
Going back to SmackDown real quick.
Yes, sir.
So KO and Cody are gonna have this contract signing at Saturday Night Main Event, which is next week.
Next Saturday, yes, sir.
In San Antonio, home of the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, who I think he told
Ooh.
me he's gonna be moderating
Yes, they're
this
gonna have.
contract signing. So both belts that they own will be, well, it's a ladder match at the Rumble.
It's a ladder match
All
at
right.
Saturday Night Main Event.
No, the Rumble.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the Rumble. Excuse me.
All right, ladder match at the Rumble. Cody's Universal whatever championship, and then KO's
The
Wing
stolen
Eagle
wings.
belt.
The stolen
Contract
wings.
signing at main event. Sean will be there. San Antonio. We'll see how that goes. I think I'm getting a little tired of the contract signings.
I
I
think
would
it's
love for it to be like a UFC kind of style where they do it the weigh-ins and they come face to face and be more real. Like, yeah, I would want that because you're gonna put a table in the middle of the ring.
yeah.
One's gonna talk his shit, sign a paper. Then Cody gonna talk his shit, sign the paper. Then they get upset. Then the table flies over, and then you got everybody gonna break them up in the melee. That's what's gonna happen at main event.
I think that at main event, maybe one of them might get an advantage. Possibly, we might see. Also tonight, Randy was also Nick Aldis was hinting on Cody saying, "Are you fully healed from your previous neck injuries?" Because
Yeah.
he's still somewhat a little bit strained from the pile driver from December 14th at last Saturday main event. So
Really? That's like a long time ago.
yeah, but if you saw recently, also when Cody's trying to go at Kevin, he's also been trying to hit his neck, hit his like strained neck.
Yeah.
So I would say if they're trying to if he gets attacked again, maybe an injury might lead to the impact to the Royal Rumble because isn't right after Saturday Night Main Event, it's the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, like back-to-back weeks.
So that can lead up to it. So I think they're gonna something might happen at Saturday Night Main Event during the contract signing that's going to maybe hinder or have an effect on the ladder match at the Royal Rumble. Because I don't think it's gonna be some type of edge. Maybe the edge is gonna go possibly the KO side. We might even see Randy come out and try to help him out during the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like Randy's gonna help. He's gonna somehow be involved and help KO lose, or make KO lose and help Cody win. So you can set up KO and Orton at Mania, and then end off this KO and Cody, because Cody beat KO at Berlin.
Correct.
You beat him at main event in December, and if he goes 3-0 against KO, why the fuck am I going again with KO? Like, end this shit now. You go off with Randy Orton, and I go off with whoever I got at WrestleMania.
Yeah, which we've been saying for
Which we don't know who he's gonna fight.
we don't know, but brings us to this, San Diego's own, San Diego's 619, Randy, Rey Mysterio.
Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble. He joins the list. So last time Rey Mysterio won the Royal Rumble, you know the year?
The only time he won the Rumble was 06.
2006. And he went to that WrestleMania and he won.
That's right. Triple threat match.
And that was his only title gain? He didn't win the title right after that. He held it down for a couple months.
You know what, bro? You brought up a great. Oh my god! This could be the final segment.
Oh no!
No. Hear me out.
What's up?
Why do you have someone? Why do you have someone win the Royal Rumble? Go in there, throw 30 people out, 29 people out, go there for an hour, 40 minutes, and win the Rumble fair and square. But when they get to WrestleMania, they find themselves in a triple threat or fatal four-way match. Like, how the hell did you get here? Why are you in this match? You didn't win the fucking Rumble. I did. So, like, you just brought up Rey Mysterio. I think he came at number 2.
He did. He came at number 2. Right.
And it's like, yeah, I'm in the main event of WrestleMania. And again, I forgot what the storyline was, but the champ was Kurt Angle.
Right.
But then you found Randy Orton in there. So it's like, damn, Orton, you didn't win the Rumble. Why are you here? Or like when The Rock won the Rumble in 2000. And then WrestleMania, hey, Mick Foley, hey, Big Show. Why are you both here? Like, or when John Cena won it in 08, Randy Orton again, triple threat with Triple H. Like, why you I won the Rumble. Why are you here?
WrestleMania 20,
yeah, Benoit won the Rumble, and then he found himself with Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Why are you here?
Like, why are you here? It's like, get away. It's like, why?
Yeah, so do you think that for some, do they try to add maybe the triple threat to try to give more of a deeper advantage to it, or do you think that that will make more of a possible entertaining? But for some, they do it because of natural causes. Because I heard that the one in 2000 was they wanted to have a one-on-one or at WrestleMania. Possibly Austin was going to return. They thought he was going to come back at WrestleMania 2000, but he didn't because of his neck injury.
Yeah, but it would have been The Rock and Triple H.
Yeah, it would have been.
Right. So that's the one match we never got one-on-one at Mania ever with The Rock. Triple H never had a one-on-one match with The Rock at Mania, nor with Shawn Michaels at Mania. I was like, damn.
Oh.
And both times he had Rock and Shawn in a match at Mania, it was triple threat or fatal four way.
Man,
I think people do that. Even if I'm wrong, tell me. Didn't Becky win the Rumble to go up against Ronda? And then Charlotte got thrown in there by Vince.
you're right. You're right.
So it could be either or Batista. Batista
Oh,
wins the Rumble.
that's right.
That was different. That was
Oh,
the first time where you felt like, damn, the crowd does not like this shit at all. So you have to throw in Daniel Bryan because his momentum was so crazy. You look stupid to not even put him in the main event. But then you could say, why just have Daniel Bryan win the Rumble outright?
yeah.
But I think they do that because one, they feel like, yeah, you might deserve to win the Rumble, but is the main event gonna hold up the way we want it, the way we see it? Is it truly feel like a real main event? Because if you go back in time, let's take one person off. Rey Mysterio against Kurt Angle.
Oh,
By
Kurt
themselves.
Angle.
That's dope. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Cena against Randy Orton at 28, not Triple H.
That would have been one of their many encounters solo as well. That probably would have been something.
Batista against Randy Orton. Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, I mean,
Or Benoit against Triple H by themselves at WrestleMania 20.
I mean, they had some good matches. That would have been good because then they had that Iron Man match on Raw. That was pretty good. So that could really held his own at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Rock, you get Rock and Hunter at WrestleMania 2000.
Mhm.
But do you still keep the McMahon story? Not a McMahon on every corner, but do you bring out Vince to accompany The Rock and that turn happen?
That match did not need every McMahon in the corner because Stephanie was already behind Hunter. Hunter was white hot as champion. Rock
Was The Rock.
there's The Rock, and I felt Rock was well enough to deserve a one-on-one match at a Mania for the title because if Stone Cold won the Rumble, he ain't doing no triple threat.
Oh,
He ain't doing no fatal four-way. No, it's me. Like, they're saying I won the Rumble and I get Shawn Michaels and Undertaker at WrestleMania 14. No, we're not doing that.
Mm.
We're not doing that. Shawn Michaels, he won multiple Rumbles. He got one-on-one matches.
Correct.
But I guess maybe it's the circumstances. It's the it's what you're looking for in a main event. But it's weird. But I'm like, yo, there's mad times when the guy has listen. Do you know that The Rock, when he got thrown out of 2000? Well, hold up, bring it back. When him and Big Show went out, like The Rock's foot hit the mat.
I remember that Big Show was going off.
Big Show really won the Rumble, but you can't do that because it's supposed to be The Rock.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Big Show and maybe that was a story. Maybe that's why Big Show got involved.
Yeah, that was when that's when Big Show came in every show, talk about I have pictures, I have a witness,
Yeah.
I have video footage. That's when they made Big Show and Rock at No Way Out. That's when Shane McMahon
And then Hunter had Cactus Jack in the Hell in the Cell,
the retirement match.
And then they say, "Oh, I got one more left in me," like the Vince Carter meme. I got one more left in me.
Oh, respect VC.
And it said, "All right, everybody involved, WrestleMania 2000," and I haven't seen that match in a very long time.
Yeah, fatal four-way. Yeah, a fatal man. As a kid, I was like, "Wow, this is gonna be good." A fatal four-way match for the for the title. But look back at it when you get older as an adult, you just be like, "Man, I mean, I could see it, but man, that fatal four-way, it was a lot. It was a lot of it just does a lot. I mean, we see the superstars, but I feel like the Fatal 4-Way is too overstimulating, and it's too much to like try to follow
Yeah.
because automatically you saw who they was gonna all go after in the beginning. They all went after Show. Show was gonna get eliminated first.
Mm.
Then it got real entertaining to see. All right, Mick Foley and The Rock gonna gang up on Triple H. That's where it kind of threw off until Mick Foley gave The Rock the mandible claw.
Yeah.
But it depends also too. A triple threat can be almost as deadly as a Fatal 4-Way too.
Hmm.
But
I mean, if it makes sense, I'm like, yeah, cool. But it's like, I'm just having fun. Like, yo, why wouldn't the Rumble thinking you're the guy that main event WrestleMania? Then you look to your left and you're right. Oh, I got other guys involved. Like, what the fuck you doing here?
I
But I get it.
well,
Like Becky should have had Ronda because that was the whole thing where Becky got bloody with Nia Jax and did the whole thing with Ronda. Like, okay, that should have been the 1-on-1, but then Vince said, "Hey, Charlotte Flair." Like, okay, all right, Vince, we got Charlotte Flair. So,
yeah.
let's finalize this real quick. Anything else on SmackDown? I saw Jacob Fatu with a promo, then Solo supposed to come out.
Oh
He
yeah,
did. He dropped the mic. And
man.
obviously we seen Tiffany retain the title. So what else from SmackDown? Was that it?
You know, LA Knight came in, jumped Jacob after he made his promo. Carmelo versus Jimmy. They faced
Okay.
off. They faced off. Good chemistry. Carmelo Hayes, he's a good talent. You know, Jimmy was helped work with him. He's really good. I could see Carmelo making it as a mid card title, U.S. title, and a
Mhm.
Continental title. And I would say this: Carmelo Hayes would be he would give his homage to what MVP should have been a lot more in the industry based if injuries didn't occur.
Mhm.
So I could see him like a new second coming of MVP because he's talented. He has promos. He can cut a
Mhm.
promo. He has
Yeah.
style. He has charisma, and I could say he could be a strong mid card champion, a U.S. champion,
Mhm.
intercontinental champion. I feel like all the mid cards he worked with were pretty good. He worked with them pretty good.
Yeah.
He could have more with Sammy. More tonight that happened. They had the Motor City Machine Guns faced off against Santino Escobar's, tag team. And
All right.
just more conflict with DIY and
Okay.
Pretty Deadly interfered in the match, but Motor City Machine Guns still pulled out on top.
Mhm.
So it's like a little so DIY is basically creating this tension backstage between the tag team division in SmackDown where they're trying to make all the other tag teams fight against each other to avoid deter from their championships. And so Apollo Creed basically went up to Pretty Deadly and said,
Apollo Creed
Apollo Creed,
or Apollo Cruz?
Cruz.
That's why I said Apollo Creed.
You looked at me crazy. I was like, oh, Apollo, sorry.
Shit.
But
All
no,
right. Apollo
Apollo.
Creed.
Yeah.
Apollo
Apollo,
Cruz.
excuse me. Apollo. He was coming out and he was trying to set things in motion, say, is this all DIY is doing it? Why would you let them talk to you like that?
Yeah.
Who would you let to? We also saw Apollo do this for he did this for the Street Profits, saying that they're playing you guys against each other for you guys to take each other out so you don't have to go against them. So Johnny, he attacked Apollo,
Mhm.
basically telling him, yo, stay out of my business,
Right.
stay out of my plan. So that's what happened. Uh we saw uh Piper Nivens versus I forgot her name, but she was hanging with Minchin in the back of the locker room. So I see more with the Women's U.S. Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll see a little tag team action.
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green.
That's
Who
right.
would you who would you put as to go up against? Who do you think is a good matchup to go up against Chelsea Green? Not to even take the title, but who do you think will be a good like opponent for Chelsea to create a good match
For the U.S. title.
for the women's U.S. title, Randy?
You know what's funny? Before I even answer that, I'm having second thoughts of my women's top 10.
Uh-oh. People, we got Randy. He got something new to say.
Hold up. 56 more. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I'm taking somebody off for Liv Morgan. I love Liv Morgan.
Liv. Oh God, I forgot. Well, Liv is really come about.
Damn, it might be AJ Lee. AJ, sorry. All right, for the time being, AJ comes off. Oh, damn, that's tough though.
Nah, I don't know if you can think of AJ, bro.
All right, Ronda comes off. I think Ronda comes off.
Yes, I think she will come off.
All right, Ronda, I love you, but Liv Morgan takes your spot. I'm sorry. Chelsea Green, U.S. title, women's U.S. title, SmackDown. When healthy, Jade, when she comes back.
Ooh, match up pretty well. Be a good match.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't want it to be like a squash, like a warrior honky tonk man type shit. Just I want it to be like good graps in the ring. You know, I'm trying to think of people who aren't in the same realm. Like I could say Bianca, I could say Naomi, but it's like
Okay, so
who?
if you was to pick someone, okay, it doesn't have to be someone current on the roster. It could be someone who was on the roster.
I say Jade. Anytime Liv can be a champion, give it to Liv. Give her all the belts. You know, again, damn, because she on SmackDown. Dakota Kai. But she's on a Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Now Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka. She comes back.
Asuka. Or Asuka.
See, look at this. I didn't even see that. Asuka might win it. Look,
Might possibly take the women's title. Read in mind, hey, I can see that. Asuka holds it down, and Asuka wins that U.S. world title, and I feel like Io Sky will come and try to take a title too. Now, which title? I don't know.
Oh, U.S. title. Hey, you know what? Like Vince said, Charlotte Flair. every title, who can win? Charlotte Flair. Oh, nah. Yeah. I mean, I don't see her losing it. Do I want her to defend it at like Mania? Yeah.
Yes, I would love to see that.
She's got to defend that at Mania. IC title, Lyra defended at WrestleMania. Like, yeah, don't just win it. Don't have a match at WrestleMania. Like for something like that, ladder match. Need a ladder match because you took out Money in the Bank at Mania. We can get a ladder match for the U.S. title or for the Intercontinental Championship, women's side.
Glad you said that. Now, who are the participants? Which person?
I feel like they won't do it because they already have Money in the Bank as a pay per view.
I was gonna say, who do you have? Who would you have, or who are the other contenders? Give me 4 or 5. Who would you have in that match for the U.S. Women's Championship?
So what? They got to be from SmackDown, right?
You know what? I could pick from anyone, both Raw and SmackDown. Who would you have in that match?
Liv Morgan, Jade, Dakota Kai, Io Sky.
That's 4, and Chelsea. That's 5.
Chelsea will be. So you need what 6 or
6 or 5? 6.
Yeah, that's the 5. She got four contenders. Those would be the 4.
Okay.
And I think Jade will be a champion sometime in this calendar year.
In this calendar, you heard it.
Yeah.
Jade's a champion this year.
Jade and Dom Mysterio will be mid-card champions in 2025.
By God, I can see Dominic Mysterio as IC champion,
That's right.
Jade as the US champion. But uh Randy, I think that a lot from tonight was showing off more. Just give us a little bit more of a hang. I think next week we're going to see possibly what's going to unravel before Saturday night. I think we're going to see more what's going to happen regarding um Bianca, Naomi, and Jade.
Mhm.
I feel like this the men's tag team division on SmackDown needs a push to see what's going to happen. Who's going to be? I feel like we're going to see a big. Uh-oh.
What happened?
I think something comes to my mind. I think we might get a WrestleMania match for a tag team championship. And guess what?
Okay.
In the words of Mick Foley, tables, ladders, and chairs.
TLC.
Not the pay-per-view. We're gonna see it at a WrestleMania in the team of DIY against Pretty Deadly, against
Okay.
the Street Profits, against Santos Escobar's tag team, all for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
So no Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, Motor City. Okay, Motor
Oh
City.
man. Before I let you go, so far as of right now for Saturday main event next week in San Antonio. I'm not sure we're gonna do a post for that. I'm not sure because that Saturday and the Rumble
Yeah,
Saturday I do work, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. And I know main event is gonna be 2 hours,
yeah.
so it ain't going 3, and I'll be at work during that time. I I have to let you know because they play Sacramento and they play the Lakers.
Oh man, and Broadway LeBron.
Yeah, and they played the Lakers the day of the Royal Rumble. So you went to Rumble, you wanted to see LeBron.
How many points LeBron dropping that night?
Like 30.
Big
As
question.
long as New York wins, so I don't care what he drops. 3 matches so far for main event as of right now.
Maybe.
Gunther Jey Uso
That's
for the
one.
World Heavyweight Championship.
That's one.
Braun Breaker Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship.
That's another one.
And just added today, Braun Strowman against Jacob Fatu singles match.
That's 3. So I think we might have another 5 like we had back in
So 2
December.
more.
2 more might transpire. Either we got Jacob. That's one from SmackDown, and the other 2 are from Raw.
Plus, you have the contract signing with Cody and KO.
Okay, so that's 4. It's 4 things, but it's
Yeah.
not a match. But okay, that's 4 things. I would say they're gonna probably throw 2 more matches in there. Now, I think maybe Chelsea's gonna throw her title. Maybe Lyra might throw her title in there.
Or you have Naomi and Bianca defend the tag titles.
That might happen. I say they're gonna throw one women's match in there.
Yeah.
They're gonna
That's
throw
right.
one.
We ain't got no women's in either. Got three men's matches.
Yeah, they're gonna throw one women's match. Now, which one? That's gonna be. I don't.
It ain't Rhea. It ain't
Yeah, it ain't
Tiffany. It ain't. You can do Chelsea maybe, but I think that the women's tag title is gonna be on here.
Do you think they'll do? I think we'll do that. The women's tag champions, but what? Maybe Bayley might face off against Roxy too in a singles match.
I would have dug that if she cost Bayley tonight, but she did not.
Man, Tiffany won clean, and that match really
Yeah.
went in. And Bayley, competitor.
Yeah.
But I think for one thing, Tiffany, she did it without any help. She did it without any, she did it being her boastful self. And
Yeah.
She pulled off a spine buster that I don't think no one's really even seen.
Mm-hmm.
She pulled off a spine buster, and everybody was like, "Oh!" And then next you know, she did the prettiest moonsault. Won it 1, 2, 3. So
Before I let you go, it is midnight here in New York. So thank you for those who are watching on
sir, thank you.
Twitter, X, YouTube. Really appreciate it. Subscribe. I think we're close to 500. I don't know what's taking so long, but it is what it is.
Help us out,
Um,
people.
so it is officially January 18th, and we are in the Rumble season. So this is the last point I'm gonna make. It is officially 20 27 years ago today, January 18th
Okay.
of the 1998 Royal Rumble.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure you know who won that match. Oh,
Give me a hell.
okay, about to say it like yeah.
Give me a.
Um,
I was thinking about either saying that or giving a bird, but I'm not gonna do that.
so real quick,
What's up?
because I love anniversaries. What's your is that one of your favorite Rumbles? Because Stone Cold won it. It's the first time you've seen Stone Cold and The Rock in the Rumble. Um,
Mm.
we know he goes on to WrestleMania 14 to win the belt. This is a back-to-back Rumble win for him. But what do you remember most from the '98 Rumble?
Oof. I remember that was when I was. I think I had to like watch that on a friend's cassette tape, a VHS videotape at the time, because even though pay-per-views were so and so, I couldn't watch it right away. But I remember watching, I was like, oh man, it was really oof. It was just more just like, man, it was real exhilarating to understand it, the big
Mhm.
lead up. I feel like Austin was always the favorite, but just to see him go through it and fight to go and win it. And that was when, like, all right, the Austin era is here. Stone Cold is really ready to, we're ready to see him go for a championship. We want to see him go about it. Now, I thought that possibly it was with him and Rock, I think it just gave a foreshadowing of what was to come later on in their careers.
Mhm.
The blow up because, Rocky Johnson, Rock came up. We didn't know how to see it, and it was we was just waiting to see what was going to happen. He's like The Rock, Stone Cold. Okay, I think everyone probably viewed The Rock as a mid carder, not really like a main eventer, and they viewed Austin as they wanted this person to come about because everyone loved him, even though he was just doing his own thing. But
Mhm.
it was just simple foreshadowing, and I think everyone wanted to see Austin go, especially we saw him down the line. But I think my favorite Royal Rumble was that I really enjoyed was 2001. That was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That was when Austin came back after being injured, and oh god, that was when Kane was in there at number 4, number 5, and
Yeah.
him and Austin were the dead last.
And
And he
Kane threw out mad people, right?
he threw out mad people.
Mad
Him
people.
and Undertaker threw out people. Big Show returned that. The Honky Tonk Man returned. Kane eliminated the Honky Tonk Man.
Honky tonk man.
But
Um.
that was good. And Austin won that while getting bloody by Triple H. Went to WrestleMania 2001, and we know what happened in WrestleMania 2001. That was 17.
That's right.
One of I think is one of my favorite WrestleManias.
Mhm.
Mania 17. That's one of my favorites.
To put a cap on the question, and for the night, I think what I recall most from the '98 Rumble, obviously Stone Cold winning. Um, him in the ring with The Rock, foreshadowing what we're going to see the next couple years. Mike Tyson was there in the crowd with Shane. That was another thing. Like, oh, Mike Tyson, he cheering for Stone Cold in the. And
Hottest man on the planet.
we saw Cactus, Dude Love, and
And
Mankind in
mankind.
the Rumble. And I mean, that's just the match. That's when Shawn fucked his back up in the casket match
Ugh,
against Taker, and Kane put the casket on fire. So,
Hell in a Cell, yeah.
no, that was a casket match, bro.
Oh, my fault. Sorry, I'm thinking of wrong.
But
Wrong match.
Rumble '98 back in that day was heavy in rotation on the VHS tape, heavy rotation. But just seeing Stone Cold win the back-to-back Rumble. There's other Rumbles coming up in this time frame for like an anniversary. I think there's one coming up next week. Then we might do it Monday. It'd be the 30th anniversary of the '95 Rumble. Shawn Michaels,
Uh,
when he went in at number 1 and he was tippy-toeing on the side with the Bulldog.
yeah.
That makes 30 next week. Crazy, right?
The boy who dreamed has won.
Not that one. Not that one.
All right.
Come on, Kenny. That was the second one, '96,
Oh, nice.
when he kicked Diesel.
Yeah. Well, I could say I was more in full swing, a lot more faithfully in late '97, mid '97, because it was different. I was following a lot of other stuff as well. I started watching more. I could be honest with that.
Yeah.
So I know with you follow more with the golden era, like '95, Diesel, Ramon, Hitman, all of that. So how did you feel when you watched that Royal Rumble with Shawn Michaels?
Which one?
The first one, '95. 95 Michaels. I feel like I go to you for like a lot of almanac things about Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Those eras.
So before we wrap up, '95 Rumble.
You looking back at childhood?
No, the '95 Rumble. I know Shawn won, but if you look at who was in the Rumble, you'd be like,
Yeah. What do you remember from that?
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What
stood out from that?
Duke the Dumpster Drozy and the Berserker, and I'm like, what kind of characters are in this Rumble? The main guys, I can tell you, I remember obviously Shawn was in it, Lex was in it, the Bulldog. I can't even tell you without even looking. You're gonna make me look. Hold up, '95.
All right, nah.
I'm gonna read you the names of this, and then we'll get more to it next week when the anniversary comes closer.
Okay.
Who was in this Royal Rumble, bro? And we're gonna do it all over again. All right. Shawn Michaels.
Mike.
The British Bulldog.
R.I.P.
Eli Blue. Already. Eli Blue.
Who?
Exactly. The Blue Brothers, I think. Duke the Dumpster Drozy. Jimmy Del Rey.
Oh my God.
Sion. Tom Pritchard.
No.
Doink the Clown.
Doink the Clown.
Quang.
Like Quang, like the Krang from the
KWANG.
Nope.
Rick Martel. All right, we know Rick. Owen Hart. All right, Owen Hart.
R.I.P. Rick. R.I.P.
Timothy Well. Bushwhacker Luke.
The Bushwhackers. Okay.
Jacob Blue. King Kong Bundy.
Okay, I know Bundy.
Mo from Men on a Mission.
Oh God.
Mabel, Men on a Mission.
Yeah.
Bushwhacker Butch.
Okay.
Lex Luger. Mantar. Aldo Montoya.
My God.
Henry O. Godwin.
Who are these names?
Billy Gunn, Bart Gunn, Bob Backlund.
Bart Gunn, okay.
Bart Gunn, Billy Gunn, Bob Backlund. Stephen Dunn.
Steve Dunn.
Dick Murdoch. Adam Bomb. Fatu and Crush. Yeah. That was your 1995 Royal Rumble.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Yeah, but congrats to Shawn.
Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid.
Exactly. I'm gonna get more into that. That anniversary is actually on What day is that? That is Wednesday. So I'm gonna bring it up on Monday or do something different for that. I gotta ask somebody. But no, I don't want to take up much of your time, Kenny. It's about 12:30 here in New York. Really appreciate your love and support for doing this at the Raw and SmackDown. Find Kenny on Twitter at Cowabunga_K_E_N. Myself, Rainy J Cruz, RENDY. Letter J CRUZ. Find the podcast on youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, like. Again, subscribe, like the podcast, show some love and support for you boys on the program. Trying to get to 500 subscribers, so we almost there. We're almost there.
Below, come on, help us out,
Come
people.
on, man. For myself, Randy Cruz and Kenny Holt, thank you. We appreciate it. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Be blessed.
All right. Yes, sir.